It's time we have another fireside chat, but this time it's serious and we're going to talk about olive agar genetics, olive agars. More specifically, I want to touch upon, I'm getting a lot of messages from people and they are requesting my darkest green eggs. And I understand the appeal completely, but I have to share with you a little bit about the nature of olive agar genetics because here's one thing, well, I guess two things that are true about olive agars. The only time you are ever guaranteed green eggs, I know this is going to sound crazy, but the only time you are ever guaranteed green eggs in olive agars is that first generation. When you take a true blue layer and you breed that true blue layer to a brown layer like a Moran's, those offspring are the only generation that are guaranteed to give you green eggs because they have received a blue egg genetic from their true blue parent and they have received genetics for brown eggs from the brown parent, and that is what gives you green eggs in the offspring. The way that we get those darker green eggs is that we take those green laying offspring and we breed those birds back to brown layers. But once we get to those pairings and those offsprings, there's a 50-50 chance that those birds are going to lay greens, hopefully darker greens, but they could also lay brown. It just depends on the nature of the genetics that they receive from their parents. The thing about olive agars is that it doesn't so much depend, the color of the egg that you're hatching from doesn't determine the color of the egg that the offspring is going to lay. It's the genetics of the parents. And those genetics are not actually an exact science. We make mindful pairings in the hope that the genetics are going to go a certain way, but sometimes they don't go the way that we intend. Sometimes they go a different way and the birds end up laying brown, but they're like really cool speckles or heavy blooms. And I actually really like it when it works out that way. But the point is, if you are asking me for a dozen of dark green olive eggs, one, I can't guarantee it because it just kind of depends on who's laying and which pen. My olive agar, my dirty river water dozens, are a combination of eggs from all of my olive pens, which include first generation olives. They include first generation wheat and olive agars, which I'm excited about. They include first generation back crosses to Moran's. They include second generation back crosses to Moran's. They include second generation back crosses to Americanas, which mean that those offspring are 100% going to at least be carrying a blue egg gene. They should lay some variation of like green, teal, darker greens. Who knows? It's exciting. My olive agar dozens include third and fourth generation olives. So I have like dark green back-crossed hens who I'm breeding back to olive agars. And I include eggs from all of my pens and my olive dozens because my goal is to give you like the widest array of olive colors in your dozens. And I am not able to pinpoint and only give you one color of eggs or dark green eggs. But again, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter anyways, because again, those egg colors that I'm giving you are not going to guarantee the egg color of the offspring is going to be that. In fact, it's probably not going to be that color. It's going to be some other color because of the genetics behind the parents. Get it?